I'm here at Chicago's Horween Leather Company, where they've been making professional football leather since the 1940s. Everything that you see on the field on game day starts right here in this building with the leather. So with the NFL season starting, we thought it'd be a really fun idea to take some of this professional football leather and make it into some special wallets. So at the end of the video, we'll look at some wallets, but before we get to that, let's take a look at some of the scenes here at the tannery. Back at the Ashland workshop here. Isn't it awesome to go take a look around the tannery? It's like I always call it like a working museum. And here on the table, I have a official, the Duke from Wilson. This is the NFL football from them, one of the actual game balls. And I promised you that we would have a look at some of the football leather wallets. And we've got a special batch of about 15 different items here in 2 different colors. First up is the official professional football leather. This is the classic color, and it appears red. You notice that the football that you might see on the field might be a little bit darker. There's a fun story there. Every football team has an equipment manager, and they're able to treat the balls in different ways. I think they might apply things like pine tar to them, and it makes it a little bit darker, but this is how it is sent off to Wilson. So first of all is our traveler passport holder in the classic color. And here's a look at how the passport fits on the inside. You can see the big open slot. And here's a look at the brown football leather. It's the same texture, just in a different color. And this is also the traveler passport holder. And we'll flip through a bunch of other stuff. We've got a one-shot card case in the classic color here. Turned out great. We also made a couple lighter sheets. I actually really like how these turned out. If you picked up a football leather item from us in the past, it's the same leather here this time as well, but we were treating the edges in a little bit of a different way. We've got a little bit of additional color added to the edge of the wallet that you might be able to see there. After applying a little bit of color, we do a little bit of an additional waxing and burnishing to fill in all the fibers on the edges, and we're really, really happy with how this batch turned out. Here's a Capone money clip, also in the classic football, the red color. We should probably just start calling it. Here's a Bugs Moran. And give you a look at the inside. And let's compare and contrast the card holders on the traditional Bugs Moran with the vertical Bugs Moran. It seems like a lot of people have been preferring the vertical bugs recently. Actually, there's a reason we designed the traditional one in the way that we did. I find it a little bit easier to use, but I think that's because I'm using 3 cards in each slot. If you're using 1 card in each slot, you might prefer the vertical card slots. And that's because it gives you a little bit more organization. You can keep 1 card in each slot, and it's easier to get 1 card in and out. With the smaller thumb notches here, sometimes it can be hard to get 3 cards in and out like I do on the traditional layout. And similarly to the traditional Bugs Moran, we have the same card layout on the inside of our Tony the Ant. You'll notice that the distance between the card holders is a little bit wider when you compare it to the Bugs Moran. See that there? It's a little bit wider for the Tony the Ant, and we did that because we wanted to give you a little bit easier access to the cash in the cash slot on the exterior. And one more wallet in the red color here. This is our flagship wallet. This is the wallet I'm wearing in my pocket right now. Fat Herbie in the traditional color. I want to show you the edges again. Very nice appearance with that additional color and waxing and burnishing. And here's a look at the inside. And we'll also look at some of the brown football here. Here's a lighter and lighter sheath. This is a Bic lighter with the brown football. We did the same thing on the edges for this guy. Really happy with how these turned out, with that smooth, clean edge. And of course, the brown color. You'll notice that the brown football has a little bit of depth to it. It's almost got like a lighter sort of like coffee color underneath. A little bit of a darker brown on the surface. Here's a Frank the Enforcer, the 2 card slots on the front. There's the larger section in the middle here. This will fit US dollars folded in half. And then on the back, we have 1 card slot with a thumb notch. Here's the Capone money clip in the brown football. You can see we've got a solid brass silver finish spring bar money clip. These are very strong and tough. If anybody out there has one of these Capones and you're noticing that the tension of that spring bar is getting a little bit loose, pull the whole spring bar out and make sure the 2 components are screwed tightly together. That's how you get the pressure from that piece of hardware. But here's a look again at the brown football on the Capone money clip. Love how clean this one turned out. Here's another traditional card slot Bugs Moran. I love the handheld size, if that's a thing. Just the form factor of the Bugs Moran fits perfectly in your hand. We designed this with a front pocket wearer in mind. And expanding the size again, slightly larger. This is Tony the Ant bill slot on the outside with the 4 card slots on the inside. You will also be able to fit US dollars folded in half on the larger 2 of those card holders. And the last wallet before the football season starts. Are you ready for some football? This is the Fat Herbie, again, our flagship wallet in the brown football. Very clean look. I'm not sure if people are going to prefer the brown or if they're going to prefer the actual football leather color, the red we were looking at earlier. Not sure which people are going to prefer more, so we made both. Let me know what you guys think of these two colors. Do you prefer the story of the true football leather and the classic color, or do you like it looking more brown, like a sort of worn in and used football? I forgot to mention where you can pick these up. You can get these on the private stock page of our website while they're available. I think we made like 2 or 3 of each of these, so it is a pretty special limited release. And you can again find it on the private stock page of our website, ashlandleather.com. Hopefully you enjoyed that tannery walkthrough with me. It's one of my favorite things to do. I just love seeing people make stuff working hard, and that's a tough job that those guys have over there. You might have seen the pasting unit where they were sort of gluing the sides of leather onto those big frames. It is hot up there, and they're working next to a hot oven. So man, when it's 100 degrees here in Chicago, those guys might have one of the toughest jobs around. And I am so appreciative of them and everybody else working at the tannery, doing all the hard work so we can see these beautiful leathers. All right, until next time, hope you guys have a good one and take care.